So this is going to be a bit of a piecemeal episode because I've had problems with my camera. So just to summarise, I sorted out my tie rods on the fourth set when I ordered MGB ones again. The MGB ones fitted and they were a different size to the original ones that I had ordered, so all that problem was caused because the tie rods that were sent were wrong. I have managed to get the suspension back on, and you'll see some of that happening, but not all. I managed to have the car fall off the stands. You won't see it happening, but you'll see a photo of it when I was putting the suspension back on. And what else? Oh, and I managed to put the wrong I put CV grease in my boots for the steering rack, thinking that was the right stuff. Discovered it was wrong and then had to clean it all out. So really difficult week this has been. I am exhausted from the work I did on it yesterday, so I'm just sitting it to get cleaned from the rain today. And we'll have the episode on that basis, but it's piecemeal, a lot of it's not there, and I apologise for that. So there we are. I have here a tie rod end that fits. So I ended up trying an MG one again, MGB, but I got one with a bleed nipple, with a nipples, and I cleaned off my threads here, and when I brought it out the other day, it fitted. So the old one definitely didn't fit. I tried it again. So I think all of this issue has been caused by the wrong one being sent through in the first place. So we're going to tighten this up, 18 turns, and that should be good. So 1, 2. Right, I can't get that loose, and I think it's because I need leverage. So we're going to briefly, just at the bottom, install the wheel so that we can connect if we install it here, connect up the tie rod on here, we should be able to get some leverage. So that is the plan. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 16 and a half. Okay, so we're going to try and just the last bit of oil. I fixed everything yesterday in terms of cleaning it off, and I initially put in oil, and I decided it was better to leave it overnight to let it really settle down. We're going to have a look at what it looks like now. Okay, well, what was in there has very much disappeared. So we will get some more in. Okay, so I've had real problems with my camera, which is a phone, and the screen was so cracked and bad that I sent it off to be repaired. I've been using an old camera, but the charge dies after 5 minutes of videoing, so I haven't really been videoing. So apologies for that. I was putting my suspension back together, and I had the car on 4 axle stands. You can see one here, one here. Now this was under the rear suspension, so it was back here under that cross connecting bolt, and this was under the chassis frame. I was jacking up my spring, and here's the jack, and I was working on it, and the car fell backwards. And it had 4, so it was on 4 axle stands, but it fell backwards, which was scary, to say the least. I've now got it back together. There is a dent here in the valence from where it landed on the stand. I had to get it all done in one day in the end, but because it's actually fallen so far back it's out of the garage, and so I couldn't lock up. So I think I got it all back together. I've just noticed on here that it looks like actually it's the license plate has come off the bumper, which I hadn't noticed before. So it was a scary time, but I think I've got it all back together now. And we're going to do a test drive today, but that'll be another video. And I'm possibly going to have a little bit of a rest for a few days from the car, because that was so scary. Having said that, 2 big mistakes in this episode. One was the CV axle grease, which I put in and had to clean out, and one was this. Well, I'm a beginner, you know, I might not look it in terms of my age, but I am a novice. And I've learned something there, but also, you know, if there's any other novices out there who, I mean, I watched lots of videos before I bought a car to do, thinking I couldn't do it, and actually I can do it. It just takes time and patience and being a bit more careful than I clearly was here. The way I did it in the end was I left the back on the ground, chopped it up, just lifted from the front, ended up being more secure. So that's the end of this video. Because of the camera not working, it's a bit haphazard. I apologise for that. I have in fact started going around doing a complete service on the car, and my final decision is, am I going to tackle the rear suspension before I start trying to use the car. In terms of damage, as I said, there was a little bit here. There was in fact also clearly damage here where it's dented the floor, but I haven't actually looked inside to see how bad it is on the inside yet. What I do know is it didn't actually pierce the floor, which I guess is the more important bit from my point of view. Anyway, there we are.